From record high oil and gas prices flushing Alberta's finances, it wasn't hard to find a few extra $1 billion for a major announcement today. The province pledging this afternoon it's going to significantly increase its commitment to reduce some of the high levels of greenhouse gas it emits. Our Francis Silvaggio is standing by in Calgary right now with details on how Alberta plans to grow greener. Francis.
Well, Kevin, the Alberta government announced its climate change strategy earlier this year, back in January, projecting it could cut its greenhouse gas emissions by 50% by the year 2050. It's a pretty lofty goal, but it was also criticized for not having a lot of substance. Well, today the province threw about $4 billion worth of substance onto the table. There are two different funds that are being set up. $2 billion will be used to help advance and fast-track carbon capture and storage projects. Another $2 billion will be set aside to encourage more people to use public transit by funding things like more fuel-efficient transit vehicles, building new transit lines, and more park and ride lots so more people could actually have access to transit services. Now, there are benefits to both announcements, but the carbon capture plan helps address a growing concern within the province's bread and butter oil sands industry. Right now, the industry is being slammed for its massive imprint on the environment. The government, though, believes if it can encourage development of carbon capture programs, which are processes to capture CO2 underground before it enters the environment, they believe it can drastically reduce the industry's greenhouse gas emissions.
Through our $2 billion investment, I hope to see 3 to 5 large-scale projects developed, with the potential to permanently store up to 5 million tons of carbon dioxide per year by 2015.
Now, that's the equivalent of taking about a third of Alberta's vehicles right off the road. So it sounds pretty good, but the environmental groups we spoke with say there are still a number of concerns for, first of all, carbon capture process. Can it actually be effective on this large of a scale? And ultimately, does it really help the ultimate goal? Essentially, by capturing that carbon dioxide underground, you're cutting emissions, but the industry is still allowed to produce as much, if not even more. And the industry and the environmentalists say that if industry isn't willing to change its environmental practices, nothing really changes. Kevin?
As usual, the devil's in the details. Thanks, Francis. Appreciate it very much.